Sounds good?
Sounds perfect.
All right, thank you so much. And so we're live now. Give me a moment to share this on my multiple groups so more people will be able to see this. Okay, get this. Oh, I think it's already on. So wait, we're just gonna wait for our first attendees to show up, and then we'll start it right there. A sec. Oh, we got the first attendee. Nice. Okay, I'm still sharing this. Hold on. Group. Okay, last group. All right, let's get started. Hi guys, welcome to today's Facebook Live. I have the honor to invite Meaghan Kennedy. She is the oldest granddaughter of Robert F. Kennedy, who is the brother of John F. Kennedy. So I met Meaghan a couple weeks ago at this seminar in Beverly Hills, in Hollywood Hills. And she was there being interviewed by my speaking mentor, Christopher Kai, and the talk was just amazing, really, really inspiring. So that's why I asked, okay? So I know that probably a lot of people are asking you about this question. So can you tell us, what is it like to grow up in the Kennedy family?
I can't see, but I guess that's okay. I don't know where you went. What is it like? And how do you, I think it's growing up in my family. I don't know how to answer that because it's the only family that I know. I mean, how is it to grow up in your family?
Right.
If you have a specific question about growing up, but I don't know about just growing up.
I remember that I heard that when you were little, during the weekend, you always go to the charity to help people. Can you tell more about that to us?
Yeah. Part of our family, what we did was give back, and so Thanksgiving we would feed the homeless, and our dinner would start much later. My grandmother, myself, my cousin, my parents, and that's important. And on Easter we busted in groups of orphanages and threw them an Easter egg hunt. So it was a thing that was really fun and part of our lives, but deeply part of our lives. It was what we did in order to celebrate the holidays, in order to celebrate everyday life.
Hello, sir. Meaghan, are you still there? Oh, your connection is really slow, but that's okay.
Yep, I'm here.
So that was a story where you grew up, and also I know you have a really strong passion with yoga, right? So I'm just curious, how did you get into the yoga industry? How did you find that to be your passion?
I started doing yoga when I was 18, long time ago. And I started in high school and college, and then took while I was at Lockheed Martin, and started teaching some lessons. But one night I went to a dinner with her, sitting at a sushi next to us, was talking to my friend, And at one point, he asked my friend what my friend did for a living, and then he asked me what I did for a living, but I hadn't really been involved in the conversation, so my friend answered for me that I was a yoga teacher. I was thinking, I just teach a yoga class at nights. And the guy, I'm really a business analyst. The guy said, well, I was diagnosed with leukemia 3 days to teach me until I go. I sick to work the next day and taught him for 1.5 years until he passed away. And I became a yoga teacher during that time. I mean, it was my full-time job. And since then, I've taken, I think, 15 teacher trainings and taught 20,000 yoga classes. So.
Oh, that's nice. So is that what you're currently like focusing on? That's what you're currently working on? Hi, Meaghan. You still there? Sorry, I think I lost you on the internet connection again. Hi, still there? Sorry guys, I think Meaghan has really bad internet connection, so she got disconnected. Okay, so guys, Meaghan is trying to log back in a little bit. So for those of you who missed out this the first part of this session, I met. Oh, there you go. Hey, Meaghan.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, there you go. It's much better now. Awesome.
I was talking. It just kept going.
Yeah. So where were we? I think I was asking about the yoga, and you told us about your story about you had a friend who's doing who has like some kind of you help him.
You want me to tell you again?
Yeah. Can you do that? Sorry.
No, I don't know what got caught on the recording. So I started doing yoga when I was 16. I was in high school, and then I did yoga in college. And then after college, I was a business analyst at Lockheed Martin. And I took a yoga teacher training because I enjoyed yoga, not because I thought I'd become a teacher. And they gave me a class on Saturday nights at like 5:30, which not many people go to yoga at 5:30 on Saturday nights. It's not a super popular time slot in LA. But people are going out. People are doing other things. But I taught it and I loved teaching it, but still a business analyst during the week. And my friend of mine took me out to a sushi restaurant one night, and he was talking to the guy next to him for most of the dinner, and I was kind of sitting there eating my sushi. And at one point, the guy next to him said, "What do you do for a living?" to my friend, and my friend answered. And then he asked me what I did for a living, and my friend answered, "She's a yoga teacher." And I thought, I'm not a yoga. I mean, I teach one yoga class a week. I I have this job downtown. And he said, well, I was just diagnosed with leukemia and given 3 days to live. Will you teach me until I die? Called in sick to work the next day, was a Thursday. And I taught him for 1.5 years until he passed away. And over the course of time, I've taken 15 yoga teacher trainings and taught 20,000 yoga classes. So I'm definitely now a yoga teacher. You know, some moments in your life, things just push you in a direction that you need to go.
It just happened, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's your main focus, right? You're just dedicated to the yoga thing.
Yeah, helping and healing people in whatever capacity.
Yeah, I remember that when Chris asked you, like, what are you currently working on? You talk about that you're still learning some therapy, and that part just inspiring. Like, can you tell us that more about your mission of your life, that you want to help people?
Yeah, you know, I've taught a lot of people yoga. So I've taught about 250,000 people yoga. That doesn't include, you know, anything that I've done in terms of like videos and reaching people that way, but just personally taught that many people. But it's taken me like 20 years to reach that many people. And so I'm hoping in the next phase of my life to figure out a way to reach more people and to help more people, because I think the principles of self-care and awareness you know, like emotional learning is something everybody should know, and it shouldn't matter if you can get to a yoga class or not. So figuring out how to infuse that into a system that allows more people to reach that. I'm hoping to do that.
Right, awesome. That's why we're here. We want to bring your message to more people. And I know that you have a pair of twin kids. And how do you balance your work and private life? Because I know it's crazy when you have 2 kids at home.
Yeah, they're wonderful. I'm very, very lucky to have my babies. They're 14.5 months, boy-girl twins. So they certainly, there's a lot of learning that goes on. I have a good relationship with my husband, and we act like a team. So we're able to support one another in terms of working and kid life. And I make sure that I spend time with my children every day, and that I'm also available to help other people as best I can.
Right. As being an entrepreneur, sometimes we lost a little bit balance on work and life. So this is definitely something that we need to work on. And
yeah, I think a big piece of that is taking care of yourself. So I make sure I do some form of physical activity every day and some form of meditation every day. So I either get to a yoga class or I go hiking. And there's that that thing when you fly in an airplane, put your mask on before you help the person next to you. You've got to take care of yourself, and you've got to be a whole and complete person in order to help the next person. So I think that's something that I practice on a regular basis.
I love that. And how do you push through your hardest time? Because I remember you talk about you had an injury that you almost died when you were going to ski.
Yeah, I tore my ACL skiing, which is a fairly common injury, and wound up with an ACL surgery, a replacement, and then I ended up with a flesh-eating bacteria because during the surgery, my surgeon forgot to give me antibiotics. And my body went septic, and I almost lost my leg in my life. And that was really hard. I thought I was going to be in a wheelchair the rest of my life. And I had great people around me, and I was able to take the energy at that time and start a yoga and spinning studio, and build a community with some really wonderful people. And I think, in the depths of tragedy, if you have a project and you have people around you that you can work with on that, it's a real gift.
Awesome. And who's your role model, and can you tell us why?
Who am I? I don't know if I have one specific role model. I mean, I certainly, my grandmother is a very inspirational woman. She's helped, she's had 11 children, which I don't need to compete with that. But, and I think she has 37 grandchildren. And, she's funny and smart and reads and does the New York Times crossword puzzle in red pen, which I don't think I even fill in a quarter of that. And she does the whole thing the Sunday, every Sunday. So she has intelligence that she keeps up. And then she's a great storyteller, and she has such love in her heart, and she's spent her life giving to other people and doing for other people. And that is quite inspirational.
So I guess you were mostly like inspired by her because it sounds like you.
Oh, well, thank you. She certainly helped a lot of people.
And also, how would you advise people to connect with famous people like yourself? Because I know you probably get a lot of message, or people always reach you out to ask you to do things. How do you suggest people, those people who want to ask for help or maybe to collaborate with them, with people with like upper level? How do you recommend how do you recommend them to approach people that are higher?
No, if one is higher than someone else, but how do you develop relationships in general, just to kind of think about it in that sense? And I found that if you're talking about people that are asked for many, many things, so typically people if you're talking about influencers or people with a lot of money, a lot of people come up to them and ask them and want them to do things. So what is it that you are offering to them that is different than the next person? And how do you create a relationship? Can you offer them? I'm not even saying offer them something of financial value, but for instance, very often when I meet people, it's just my nature to teach somebody how to breathe or to align their body so that they sit with better posture. It doesn't cost me anything. It doesn't cost them anything, but they may remember that as they move forward in their life. And I'm not saying to go up to everybody and teach them how to breathe, but what is it that you have within you that you can offer somebody else so that they receive something from that interaction and want to work with you? What is it that you want to work with that person that makes that person want to work with you? Does that make sense?
Yeah, providing value. Let's say if you are looking for someone to get, because like you said, you want to get your you want to reach out more people about your yoga teaching. So if this person can offer you the value to give you more exposure to more people, you would probably talk to them.
Absolutely, yeah. If people need my help, I really love to help people. So, if there's some of your viewers out there that need help and there's something that I could provide for them, I would love to be able to do that for them.
Awesome. Oh, I know you're super busy, so I'm just gonna ask you one last question. That is, I always ask this question to all the successful entrepreneur. Do you believe in law of attraction?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. That's
whatever you focus on. Have you ever bought a car? Have you ever and when you're buying a car, like you see that car everywhere you go, suddenly it's everywhere.
Yes.
But a month prior when you weren't thinking of buying a car, you weren't really noticing the cars out in the world. So I believe, you have a certain capacity to be observant and a certain capacity to be aware of what's going on, and whatever you focus on, that part and that awareness grows. So if you want to focus on being happy, you'll start noticing things in your life that make you happier. And I'm a big component of being incredibly grateful for what you have and growing that sense of gratitude in order to attract more of what you want.
Nice. Yeah, I think law of attraction is why is the reason why I'm here today, and that's the reason why we're talking here now. And I
That's
know,
good.
yeah. And also, last word, do you have a website that people can go to check out your yoga stuff? Or
I made some videos, but I don't have a studio anymore. I teach private classes in at businesses and one-on-one. But if people want to reach out to me, I can refer them to people or to studios, whether it's in LA or other places in the country or the world. Happy to help.
Right, and also you have published a yoga DVD or video called Element Target Toning Yoga, right, on Amazon. So if people are interested in that, go ahead and go to Amazon to buy it. Again, it's called Element Targeting Toning Yoga.
That's right.
Okay, thank you guys, and thank you Meaghan to coming out today.
Thank you so much, Ellen, for having me. And if there's anything I can do for you in the future, let me know.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Meaghan. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.